Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk to you about, well, how I was wrong. And it took one person to open my eyes to something that I have been saying incorrectly for many years. So I have a number of videos, including like my stupid gun control argument videos. I have a number of videos where I talk about how the AR-15, the AK-47, the civilian, the AKM, whatever you want to call it, are not weapons of war. That these popular semi-automatic magazine-fed rifles that the government and crybabies want to ban are not weapons of war. I've argued that point time and time again. And the other day, Lucas from T-Rex Arms was doing a video, and I think it was his video where he was talking about budget rifles versus good rifles. And in that video, I think it was that video, I'm not sure, can't remember. But in that video, he said something about how to stop neutering the wording of what the AR-15 is, what the AK-47 is, and so on, that they are in fact weapons of war. And it kind of took me back when I heard that, but I heard him out. I don't do the knee-jerk reaction. And then today on his Instagram, he posted this. And let's get into it. So what this is a picture of, this is from his Instagram. I'll put a link to his Instagram down below in case you're not following him. It says AR-15s are civilian rifles, not weapons of war. It's a little picture that says NRA. And other hilarious jokes you can tell yourself. Kind of like this hilarious joke that the NRA is a pro-2A organization. The dumbest thing I've heard in a long time was hating the NRA is to hate America. And my God, like when I saw that video, my jaw hit the floor. Like, what an idiot. The NRA has never been a pro-2A organization, at least not in the last several decades. Way before Wayne LaPierre, way before all the problems you and I are accustomed to dealing with them now. Every major piece of gun control legislation, the most destructive pieces of gun control legislation, and the most destructive ATF rules to the Second Amendment have the NRA's okay on it. Occasionally they try to backpedal on it, but then they just turn around and stab us in the back again. So yes, fuck the NRA. Anyway, after this picture, it goes on to say, the NRA is most responsible for continually neutering every generation of gun owner since its inception, and I have to agree. The above image, which is the one I just showed you, the above image within the meme is a post from their Facebook page yesterday, caving to the rhetoric of the anti-gun crowd and supporting the concept that civilians should not own weapons of war. It's this line of thinking that gets people comfortable saying, quote, well, we don't need AR pistols, bump stocks, or semi-auto 5.56 rifles since civilians don't need weapons of war, and CNN is telling me that's what these things are, so let's ban them. I agree with them. There. It goes on to say, here's the conversation that needs to be happening to prevent further regulation and enable us to win back rights instead of simply begging for money every year, losing some rights, using said lost rights to create antithesis to beg for more money, rewarding donors with a bag from China, etc. Meaning that stupid little pointless range bag the NRA sometimes sends out to their people. Number one, government should not hold a monopoly on violence, which they currently are trying to do. And when they do hold that monopoly, when they are the stronger force in a situation, we have seen time and time again from local police, state sheriffs, county sheriffs, state police, all the way up through the federal agencies, that they will do some pretty fucking heinous shit to innocent civilians that are just trying to enjoy freedom. Number 2, citizens should own, manage, and possess weapons for war, for the sake of national security, regarding foreign invasion, holding our own government accountable, and protecting ourselves in everyday life. And that's the one that really got me going, you know, he's right. I've never bought a firearm, any firearm ever, for sporting purpose. I've never bought a firearm for clay pigeon shooting. I've never bought a firearm for target shooting. I have never bought a firearm for anything less than the reason of protecting myself, my property, my loved ones, and to take out the government when they decide my freedom isn't mine anymore. Number 3, AR-15s are absolutely weapons of war, generally with very few differences than M4s used by most NATO allies and our own military. In fact, some AR-15s are better quality and more effective than, quote, military M4 rifles. AR-M4 equals same thing, only difference is lack of select fire. So like the HKs and some of the other stuff that some of the special operations guys use, I think are really nice rifles in comparison to most anything we can get in the civilian market, but that's a nuance. Number 4, full auto is simply angry splits. Should be available to citizens and in weapons whenever needed or desired. I fully agree with that. The fact that we are not allowed to have the firearms of our choosing just shows exactly how much the Second Amendment has been degraded since the beginning of the Second Amendment. This goes on to say you'll never hear the NRA say any of this stuff. People say it's because, quote, it's too extreme, but the question is, why are these points considered extreme? What got us to think they're extreme, and who is responsible for that? I have been very vocal about gun owners, people within the Second Amendment community, gun owners that are bitches, that are the ones that have time and time again moved their line in the sand, time and time again supported a gun control measure like the bump stock ban because their guy did it, and time again gone with gun control advocates because it's better to give a little than lose a lot. And all we've ever done is give. I made a post on Instagram one point in time. It said that the law-abiding citizen, right? So I don't put suppressors on my guns without the license because I'm a law-abiding citizen, or I don't put stocks on my my AR pistols because I'm a law-abiding citizen. Every time you obey those laws, every time you pay a tax stamp, every time you pay a concealed weapons permit, tax or fee, all these things, all you're doing is showing the government that they are your boss, that they're in charge, and that the Second Amendment, you don't have these rights. You don't have these rights. You are paying or renting these rights. So I agree with Lucas. And Lucas, if you ever see this, I would love to train with you someday, even if it was just you passing through like the Tucson area, and we trade notes from how I train people and how you train people, or me coming up to where you're at. That would be so awesome. And I think people need to get on board with this, that yes, these are weapons of war. These are weapons of war. I bought them to go to war with if need be. So you will not catch me ever again making the argument that these types of firearms, ARs, AKs, and so on, that these are not weapons of war. You won't catch me making that argument ever again. I am full on board embracing the fact that they are weapons of war. They were purchased as a weapon of war, and if need be, they will be used as a weapon of war. So thanks to Lucas for that post, and dude, it really got me thinking and really got me going, especially with that number 2 point. So anybody out there, check out the link down below if you're not already subscribed. I'm going to put the YouTube channel and Instagram of T-Rex Arms, or Lucas's Instagram, and go follow him if you're not already doing so. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already doing so. Of course, subscribe to this channel if you're not already doing so. Hit that notification bell. There's all kinds of ways to support the channel down below. Patreon's probably the best way to do it, as well as some affiliate links down there as well. Thanks to all my patrons. You guys rock. I couldn't do this without you, and we'll talk to everybody later.